What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel. On Wednesday night, it's Infinite Talk with my handsome co-host, John Talks. How are you, John?
I'm doing good. Thanks for that, Nina. I appreciate it. I'll take any compliments I can get at this point.
Well, it's all very true. We have another handsome gentleman joining us this evening with a shaved face. I'm not used to this.
Nobody is. It's controversial. I would say it's the most controversial thing that's happened to me in the last 2 weeks, but it's up in the air. But what's going on, Nina and John? Good to be here. That intro is fire. I don't know who did that for you guys, but that is freaking awesome.
That's my husband. My husband does all my intros for me. So thank you. That's a very, very nice compliment. I appreciate that. Ryan, tell everyone, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows in the chat who you are, but just tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me at Ryan Kinel, RK Outpost. I'm also a member of Geeks and Gamers. Primarily, you'll see me over on the Sports Wars channel. That's where most of my focus is at. But every once in a while, you see me on the main channel. See me on Gaming Week Geeks, things like that. Once in a blue moon, I do appear on Park Hoppin' when Drunk 3PO lets me. So I don't know if that'll be anytime soon, but I've got my personal channel. I've got my live channel. I've got my gaming channel. I don't know. I'm kind of everywhere. And you can catch me every Friday on Friday Night Tights.
Oh, yes. That's a nice show. That's a kind of a popular show on YouTube.
Yeah, it seems like people enjoy it. It's definitely like it kind of almost doesn't matter who we have on at this point. It just, it's always week after week. Obviously, when the massive guests come, we get a big bump. But yeah, it's just awesome to see everybody show up each and every week. The pictures that you see beforehand of people ready with their drinks and their food, taking pictures of the screen as they're waiting for Nerdrotic, as we all often do.
I know. Awesome. It's like last week you posted it and I was like, yeah, late. You were like, yeah, we're going live. I'm like, like in 20 minutes.
God, yeah. Look at the chat. Listen, I know the beard is shocking. Or I know it's shocking out of the beard. This is how it was for the first year I was on YouTube.
I know. I was like, who de-radicalized you, Ryan? Like you shaved. It's like you gone into the past before you got radicalized by Jeremy.
Yeah, I know. That's all it took. That's all it took was a little. That's all it took was a shave, and now I look 20 years old again, I suppose. Yes.
Yeah, you dropped like 5 years there, maybe.
That's true. You have.
Yeah, I would think more, but yeah,
I think more. Yeah,
it's rough.
Drunk Fifio Fedora is here.
Ultimately, it will come back. It will come back. It just needed a refresh. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta start from scratch. So it'll come back. Don't worry.
I know. See, unradicalized Ryan. Everybody. Oh my gosh, I'm not the only one that thinks so. Culture Casino with a $5 super chat says Ryan looks like he's 10 again, no longer radicalized.
There you go. Thank you, Culture. Appreciate it.
There's like the alter ego of Ryan. There's like de-radicalized Ryan and bearded Ryan. Yeah,
I'm just gonna start making like super nice videos. Well, I just copy whatever Nina does on her like feel good streams, whatever those are. I'll just copy those topics. Like a little kangaroo was born in Australia today. You think that'll go over well?
God, that is too funny. You should totally do that.
Shane G says the curious case of Ryan Button, no beard.
Oh my God. Mikey Gusley, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Says Ryan, restore the Snyderverse has been trending on Twitter the past couple of days. Plus, Zach dropping the concept art at Joseph Campbell quote. Is it just fan movement pushing the momentum or something in the works?
This whole thing, ever since the movie was released, you've heard a lot of different reports and rumors from a lot of different people. And none of it's really come to fruition. In my opinion, all these people who said, oh, we know for a fact it's going to happen. I mean, AT&T like sold Warner Media and not sold it, but they're merging with Discovery. Like, I don't think anything's sorted out, to be quite honest with you, except for the movies that are actually announced and in production, like Shazam 2, Flash, Black Adam, Aquaman 2, and The Batman. Other than that, I don't really think they know. So I think it's more just fans pushing it forward. That's what I think, Mikey, but who knows?
Who knows? I mean, you never know. Isn't that kind of how the Snyderverse thing kind of started anyways, like with little things like this, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh yeah, it's happening.
Yeah,
So you never know.
Absolutely. And I think that I think that people do need to be a little patient. They just did this big merger with Discovery, who's there because the people that were running Warner Media don't know what they're fucking doing. That's why they did this. AT&T buys a company, launches a big thing in HBO Max, and then a year into it is like, all right, it's very clear that no one here has any idea what they're doing. We're going to merge with a company who's experienced in streaming, who's experienced in building these things, and get some structure. That's always been the problem at Warner Brothers, is the people on top have no idea what they're doing.
I feel like the people on top and a lot of companies don't know what the hell they're doing right now. Like Disney and Lucasfilm and on and on and on.
It kind of depends. Like Lucasfilm is always a shit show every production, it seems like. But then you have Marvel, which is under Disney. And Marvel doesn't seem to have too many problems when it comes to production. Like everything seems pretty set in line. It seems like they've got a plan and everyone's on board. Whereas look at Warner Brothers and it's like, just look at the DCU. It's just constantly shifting the goalposts, what they want to do in between movies. So.
Well, I mean, I would argue that Marvel's plan is to basically ruin themselves because they're completely just 100% shooting themselves in the foot with every episode that gets dropped on Disney Plus, no matter what show they're going for. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I know I haven't seen the new episode of Loki. Have you seen Loki?
I saw the first episode. It was boring as shit. I heard the second episode, we get revealed what we all knew anyway from the first one.
Loki, yeah, I heard.
Yeah, so I haven't watched it, and I don't really care about it. This is their plan. This is a plan that they have set in motion. It's just not a very good one.
John, have you watched it?
I have not, no. Based on what everybody's saying, I don't know if I want to. Probably. I didn't watch any of the Winter Soldier Falcon stuff, though, either. I didn't finish WandaVision.
You didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
That's what I keep hearing. So I'm like, why do I want?
Yeah, Loki kind of sucks, John. I'm gonna be honest. Well, so far.
It probably does, though. I saw Heel versus Babies, or no, it was a Critical Drinker on Twitter saying if you're an insomniac and you have trouble sleeping, just take one dose of Loki episode 2. You'll be good.
Oh my God. I haven't seen the second episode yet. I don't know. Culture Casino for $2 says, under the right lights and makeup, Ryan is Tu Wan Fu. What the does that?
Tu Wong Fu.
What is that?
Or Tu Wan Fu. That was that movie where it was like Wesley Snipes. Who else was in that film? They cross-dressed. It was a bunch of let's
Did he just call him a woman? Is that what just happened?
Yeah, is that what you're saying?
Is he saying he looks like a girl?
It was Wong Fu.
I don't know. I didn't put my makeup on today.
Oh.
So I don't know. 19K Fox is here. What's up, 19K Fox?
What's up, 19K? Aiken for $7.99 says Ryan's hairless chin sack new account name. Oh my God. These are not nice.
You know how I could have had a lot more memes, because the first day what I did was I literally just shaved the beard and left the mustache. And I seriously debated it.
You should have gone for it.
I think people would have loved it. I mean, just keep it for a day, of course. But
if people would have loved it for the memes, I definitely looked like a P to the E to the D to the O. So. It was a nice mustache, though. So.
It's fun. Like, very few people can pull off a mustache nowadays. Like, very few guys can do it. I said people as if like women should be trying it.
Yeah, birthing people.
Birthing people, yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, we do have a show for you guys tonight. We're gonna start off with what I like your Sports Wars channel, Ryan. I enjoy sports. I love sports, and one of my favorite people in sports is Charles Barkley. I love Charles Barkley, and I've always thought that he was one of the best players, even though he didn't win a championship. I know that, but I thought he was a really great player and one of the best comedians, one of the best hosts in television history. The Inside the NBA has always been super entertaining for me. I love Inside the NBA, sometimes even more than the NBA, because the NBA can go through phases of sucking really hard. But the inside the NBA guys have always been there to, cheer you up when you're feeling kind of down about your team or whatever. And then Charles Barkley came out and said that he's revealing that he's going to quit Inside the NBA in a few years because cancel culture sucks and it's ruining it. And I mean, 100% agree with him. But I actually have the audio portion. Do you guys want to listen to it? Did you hear it, Ryan?
I listened to a portion of it earlier from the I think he was on the radio and they uploaded it as a podcast. But yeah, Charles Barkley is a lot of people's one of their favorite commenters. And the reason that he's their favorite is because he says exactly what he fucking means.
Yes.
He doesn't hold back. He's not politically correct. He just says it. And he's a funny guy. Inside the NBA has been around for a decade and a half at least. With Ernie, Charles, Kenny, and then more recently Shaquille O'Neal. And it's true, that show is entertaining as hell. They talk about basketball, but they also just joke around a lot. It didn't used to be anything about social justice or identity politics. That's definitely creeped in the past year or so. But for the most part, it's just a fun show.
I love that show. What about you, John? Do you like Inside the NBA?
I mean, the few times I've seen it, it's really good. Mainly because of Barkley. I've seen a lot of clips with him. There was one funny part where he tried singing like Frank Sinatra, and he wasn't really singing. He was like saying the words, and all the guys were kind of like ripping on him because he couldn't sing. But that's
what they always do. It's just the entire show is basically about ripping on Charles Barkley. It's just so funny.
Yeah, he's a good guy though. I mean, I like him. He seems to be like a fairly normal celebrity, which is rare.
It's very rare. And I think it's partly because he wasn't I know this is going to sound weird, but he didn't go to like formal education. Like he wasn't like he didn't go to college and university. Let's just say I don't think he was brainwashed by the establishment.
Yeah. Well, he went to Auburn. You can barely call that a university. So.
Right.
Yeah. And I doubt he was studying too much.
No, I don't think he was either. But I'm just gonna fast forward to the part where he's just talking about this thing just a little bit so we can hear him say it. I marked down the time, 4:59. Okay, here we go.
Ben Simmons, Trae Young, Paul, the bull with each other, right? And there was one that you didn't win. Okay. And I'm listening to all this happen pre-show, and I'm just sitting there geeking out. This was the coolest thing. So Kenny asks, didn't we used to win that, or hadn't we won that before? And without missing a beat, you go, we used to win that damn thing all the time until Shaq came on the show. And right away, Shaq said something I can't repeat on the radio. And it was the funniest thing in the world. I'm sitting there slapping my knee. And it really was. It just like on air, you guys behind the scenes really are that way. And that was probably the coolest thing for me.
Well, thank you. Now, we are like that. And I think it's really funny. I wish people could put a mic. Well, first of all, we'd get in trouble.
We get fired,
yeah, no question. Especially nowadays, because everybody's the PC people are out overboard right now. I mean, I can imagine you guys.
It's not the time right now, man. They're out there.
It's not the time to go out on a limb.
Stay in your home.
No, I'm just saying this for I can't imagine you guys doing a show every day. How crazy it is for you. It's gotten so out of hand right now. I couldn't imagine having to watch myself. You can't even have fun nowadays without these jackasses trying to get you canceled and things like that. So especially you being a comedian, but still just having fun talking about sports. Listen, I'm trying to hang on for another couple of years till I'm 60. And then they can kiss my ass because I'm only working to 60. I've already told them that. I said, man, I'm not working till the day I die. That's just stupid. And if I don't have enough money by now, I'm an idiot anyway. So they should fire me anyway. But That's all we ever talk about behind the scenes now. Like, yo, man, be careful going in this direction. I'm like, yo, man, we can't even have fun anymore. We've had fun all these years, and now all of a sudden in the last year and a half, everybody's trying to get everybody fired, and it really sucks. So I can't imagine you guys like every day, like, hey, I want to say something funny when something happened, but yeah, we can't go there. I mean,
I'll say this, Charles, we're way less interesting. We're way less funny. There's no doubt.
Yeah, neither of us is a Hall of Famer to have that to fall back on. You know what I mean?
There's that too. But like I talked to my wife about this, or like even my parents, like there's just things we don't even talk about, which is sad. I give you guys credit because on your show, more than a lot of shows like it, you do go after some of the big real issues in the country. When things are going on, maybe outside of basketball, you discuss them. We're not even comfortable really doing that. So we avoid it like the plague, which is sad.
Yeah, it is sad because my big thing has always been, one of my favorite phrases is, we agree to disagree. I'm not mad. I don't want you to be mad. We just disagree. But unfortunately, I mean, it's been happening for a couple of years now. Like, if people disagree with you, they're going to get fired. Or they're coming for your head. You know, and a lot of our bosses are cowards. And instead of saying, hey, you know, it's so funny. I said, context matters. They're like, context doesn't matter. I said, that's total BS. Context always has to matter. But now, if you crack a joke the wrong way, they're like, oh, no. You crossed the line. I mean, they won't even let me talk about San Antonio anymore. You know, when I'm always talking about them big old women down in San Antonio, they're like, Charles, we got one lady wrote an article. Yeah. I'm like, first of all, I didn't call anybody personally fat in San Antonio. I was just joking around. And well, this one lady wrote this article. I'm like, so y'all gonna let one lady? We've been having fun with this for probably 10, 15 years. and when we go to San Antonio, the people are having a blast with it. I mean, the people in San Antonio, they had T-shirts made up. Now, I mean, I don't have to go back there anymore because their team sucks. My life is dictated by how good your basketball team is.
So you haven't been to DC in a while?
It's been a minute, huh?
Yeah. And that's the
so
thing.
Anyways.
This whole thing about, you know, big women in San Antonio. Charles Barkley, it has been a running gag on this show about his weight. Like his weight, I'm like, despite the joke, like his weight has been a running gag forever. Mm-hmm. They're constantly calling him out for his weight. There's been things where week to week he'll do weigh-ins and stuff. He'll sit there and eat donuts if he gets things right or wrong. Like, it has been a running gag, but because he takes a little shot at the city of San Antonio by saying something like that, then all of a sudden they can't have that. He's done it about Georgia too. He said Georgia mascot is Bulldogs for their college. He says Georgia's the only state that named their mascot after their women. He just says shit like that. It's fucking jokes.
Yeah.
I know. He's great. Oh my God. Drunk 3PO's in the house says, what the hell? That's not Ryan. He looks different.
I know. Hey, Jay.
How's it going, Jay?
And Chris Cran for $2 says, Charles is great because he keeps it real. And it's true. He does. That's why I love him. I've always loved him because he keeps it real. He really doesn't fuck around. And he's calling out the owners. Like, he's saying, like,
so I'm like, it's this guy who just wants to get fired.
I don't think they can fire him. I think he's kind of untouchable at this point. Like what can you? He's gonna retire in 2 years. He doesn't give a fuck. Like, and he's like, if you're gonna fire me, fire me. It's gonna be like people are gonna want them on their podcast. People are gonna. He doesn't care. He's fine.
He's a draw, right? He is the draw for them, which is why them telling him to censor himself is so stupid. In general, it makes no sense. The reason that people are there is for him. Mm-hmm. You take him out of the equation, no one's gonna watch.
Like, one of the reasons that they watch is especially like his dynamic with Shaq, like, and they're always like insulting each other and they're like bros. And it's just really funny. Like, people, it's like, it's kind of like you. And I've actually seen like you, Ryan, and like other people like Tom or you know, sometimes drunk, or like other people in the community, like just go crazy at one another, like just like yell at each other. And then
or Jeremy,
Jeremy, like you guys just like yelling at each other. And then at the end of the day, you're just like bros. And like that's kind of what they got going on, and people get all crazy and they're like, oh my God, like, is this it for them? And like every time, and it's like, no, this has been going on for like 12 years, like 20, you know what I mean? Or have like long years. And it's just, it's really funny. I like their relationship. I think
it's a good dynamic. You need that kind of conflict, you know, to keep things interesting and fun. Or else it's just going to be straight up boring, like Charles said.
DJ Scandal says, I heard Ryan was sponsored by Gillette now.
Yeah, the best a man can get. So, boom.
Oh my God.
It just means you guys will get to watch it grow back. That's all.
I know, right? Drunk 3PO says, John Talks was sending me hearts in Instagram DM. I think he was supposed to send them to someone else.
I think that's a reference to an accidental text from like a couple of years ago. But I don't know, in terms of like Instagram story, I don't know what shows up when I send stuff to people. I don't. Like, I'm like, I don't even know if that got sent.
If you reply to a story, it makes sense.
I don't think I sent him a heart though. I hearted something that he sent me DM. But it's like, what else can I do? I can't give you like a thumbs up. It's the only option.
I've seen some people respond differently. There's some way to customize them. I'm not Instagram literate enough to understand though. But yeah.
Believe me, a heart was not the first choice. I felt like I was kind of limited here. At least with like the Twitter DMs, you know, you can have a variety of options.
Nerd Cookies is saying, hi, YouTube boyfriend. I don't know who she's talking about.
I imagine Jay.
Oh. Okay.
That's my guess.
Hello, Zero Rewind. Good to see you. But yeah, so Charles Barkley is awesome is the moral of the story. Yeah, everybody should go and check out that interview because that was a really, really cool interview. There was another, and also check out Ryan's Sports Wars channel because that place is off the hook, and I like their coverage. Oh, wow!
See, there you go.
Wow,
I was right.
You were right. That's crazy. Okay, I did not know this. The other person I want to talk about when it comes to sports is Naomi Osaka because this happened a few weeks ago, but I wanted to hear your thoughts on it. So she quit the French Open because of news conference dispute, and she basically she said she needs to take some time away from tennis because she's battling depression and she's having all these problems, and she was just she put out this statement. I don't know if you saw this, John. Do you follow any sports, especially tennis? You know
I haven't lately.
Hey, John, are you a man? Do you follow any sports or?
I don't
know if you're a sports guy.
Since stuff got woke, it just takes all the fun out of it. It really does. But I don't mind playing tennis. You know, I think it's a fun sport to play. I don't really keep up with it though, in terms of watching it. But this is, I don't know. I find this to be like, can't you just like lose a match and get out that way? Like, do you have to just quit? You're so depressed.
The whole thing
maybe I'm missing something here.
Well,
I probably am.
She, from what I understand, from what I heard from her, she basically was trying to get out of the press obligations.
Yeah.
Right. So she wanted to continue playing. She wasn't depressed enough to not play, but her mental health was suffering because she had to go and talk to the press all the time. So she had enough mental fortitude to be in these high pressure situations, televised in front of the world, but not to speak to a couple people. Now, and listen, people have psychological problems. People have anxiety. Like, people have all these things that they have to overcome to, get on in life. Everyone's struggles are different. This is part of your responsibilities and part of your job as a professional athlete. It's written in there. Like, you are required to do these things, which is why she was forced to quit, because they said, well, if you're going to be here, you're going to have to see the press.
When they fined her like $15,000, which is the going rate, for any professional athlete to be fined if you don't, hold up your obligations. Because when you sign a contract as a professional athlete, you know very well that you have to after every game, you have media obligations because in the end of the day, you are basically an asset. As a pro athlete, you are an asset, and you're. I know I hate this is a bad thing to say, but you're essentially selling yourself. So you have to sell yourself, and you have to sell the brand that represents you. So I was under like if I was a pro athlete, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I would be like, that's part of my job, and it's just the way it is. That's just life. You have to, not everybody likes part of their jobs, but it's just, that's part of your job. That's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there was just like all these people I saw coming out on Twitter and being like, just babying her and being like, oh, you poor thing, you're battling depression. Oh my God, who isn't battling depression? Okay. Like everyone, including myself, has battled depression at some point in their life or battling it every day. So it's like, I'm sorry, but give me a break. Like I was just like at this, this little girl is like, if you don't want to play pro sports, then don't. Go to a minor league, kick ass in minor league, and then you don't have to have any media obligations at all. That's where I was coming from.
So did she not like the criticizing, like the media criticizing her play, or what was it?
Yeah, she doesn't like that. Well, she doesn't like any of it. She doesn't like the media criticize. Well, and because she was losing, she sucks at clay. She sucks at the French Open, so she didn't want to answer questions about the fact that she sucks. And that was it. She was like, I don't want to go because I have anxiety. And it's like, oh, you play in the biggest stadiums in the world, but you have anxiety going in front of a bunch of people with some cameras. Okay, whatever.
That's the thing. If it's really that much of a struggle for you, if you're really in that bad of a place mentally, you shouldn't even compete.
Exactly.
You should just not go in general. You shouldn't go and then say, I'm suffering and expect special treatment. There is a reason that there's a reason they get fined if they don't do their press obligations, because one, the reason that there are required mandatory press events are so they can get publicity, especially for one of their best, most popular, most marketable players. They want them there so that they can get that press so people know what's going on. Also, we were talking a little bit beforehand, Nina, all of these press conferences, you've seen them, basketball, football, whatever, behind where they're sitting, all the sponsors are sitting there.
All of them.
Like all of them. Now, I know Wimbledon and Rolex have like been together for like ever. So that's one I always identify with Wimbledon. But when you're there for your 15 or 20 minutes of press availability, that sponsor, one of the reasons they're paying, one of the reasons they're sponsoring this event, one of the reasons you're getting fucking money to play is because those sponsors are paying for those types of opportunities. So it's a requirement that comes with a job. Stop being such a fucking pussy and expecting special treatment.
Yeah. That's where I'm at, Ryan. I feel vindicated a little bit just having you say that.
It is a little deviant. Like she's playing the diva. It's like, oh, I can't. Like if she was winning, darn well she probably wouldn't have a problem doing.
Yeah.
Press conference.
She would be that's just, my God. Yeah.
It is part of it where it's like, yeah, it sucks. It sucks to lose. It's not fun. Probably sucks. Definitely sucks to get criticized. Or it doesn't feel good. Like nobody's looking forward to that, but it's still a part of the job. So do it.
Yeah, exactly. And open air.
Maybe we are. Are we trivialized? Like, are we making?
You know what? Sometimes we need to make light of it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Like at some point, I feel like a lot of people in culture today are using like. For some reason, I don't feel like it was this way. I don't feel like it was this way 20 years ago. Maybe I'm just misremembering because I was a little younger. I don't feel like everybody and their mother had fucking anxiety. Like everybody and their mother had depression. Like everybody and their mother had something fucking wrong with them. I think that we as a society have found things and started diagnosing things as opposed to just and like medicating people and telling them that they need to feel special or be coddled instead of just good old fashioned, hey, fucking deal with it. Get over it. There are people that have issues and that need help. Sure. That'll always be the case. But I think for a large portion of people, they've been coddled, and they need to be told, fucking suck it up.
Well, she's
Everybody has
privileged
problems.
too. She's a privileged girl, and she has access to a lot of money and a lot of help. And it's not like, it's like, listen, I understand you can struggle with like a lot of stuff like this, and I've struggled with stuff like this. I understand it's really difficult. But the thing is, if you're in that business, then you're in the wrong line of business. And if you want to not be around cameras, and if you feel anxiety because you're around all this attention, then you need to change your career if you ever want to get better. Because that's the thing. It's like, do you actually want to get better, or do you want to use anxiety and like all this like stuff as an excuse to, you know, not deal with certain things and just, like as Ryan was saying, be coddled? Because it, you know, it's kind of like the chicken and the egg. What comes first, right? Like the depression, or what like your lifestyle is, and do you actually want to change that? Right. And a lot of people don't want to change that. They like that victim mentality, and they're like, I can get whatever I want if I play the victim anyways, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, and she's at a point. She's at a point where, like you said, Nina, she's privileged, definitely in the sense that she has money, she has access to. Like, let's say that okay, give her the benefit of the doubt. I mean, again, I agree with Ryan on this, but let's just say she does have like legit anxiety. She could hire somebody to help her work through that and to get through that, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's not, for her to just like call it quits. I don't know. I mean, to each their own, do whatever you want to do, but,
well, she didn't quit for too long, because she will be playing in Wimbledon, which is coming up.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my God, my anxiety is gone away. So I'm gonna play in Wimbledon.
It's not clay. It's not clay. I'll be okay. All of a sudden the depression lifts.
And you know what? Like, if she hadn't made such a big fucking deal about it, if she had just at a press conference just said, like, hey guys, I'm sorry if I'm a little weird or whatever. I'm having issues. I'm not having a great time talking to the press, but I'm here because I want to make sure that I do my obligation. But I just want to let you guys know that I'm not feeling super comfortable about it. I'm struggling. I bet all the press would have probably fucking
kissed
got
her
on their
ass.
knees, and exactly,
Yes.
because she is this fucking thing that they want to promote. She is the next, her and Coco Gauff, the two next big tennis stars that they want to promote for a lot of reasons, but one, because they're young and they're good. So it would have been fine.
Well,
but no, they decided to blow it up.
And honestly, the other thing that I had a problem with this whole thing was that before this whole thing happened, during the whole Summer of Love last year, she came out and she was all, yeah, oh my God, like BLM. And like, she like totally used her platform to promote BLM and like, just, you know, totally talk about that kind of stuff. And it's like, what, that doesn't give you anxiety to use your platform to talk about some really crazy issues going on and, you know, totally advocate that kind of stuff. And it was really weird, like how she handled the whole thing. And I was like, okay, so it just feels hypocritical. That's all.
Zelina says, I was cracking up at this. She's now sponsored by Prozac. I probably shouldn't be, but yeah, that's, I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, if anybody out there is legit, you know, dealing with depression, you know, it's a total, I feel like it's a different thing. I question whether or not she is.
Me too. But at the same time, I've lived with depression, so I know that it takes a lot of stuff to change it around, and you have to really want to change it around. You can't just be like, oh, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, she probably is dealing with something. She's very young.
She's very young.
She's probably been told that she's incredibly special and that everything she fucking feels really fucking matters, and she needs to tell everyone about it. Yeah. I think that's probably part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She just needs to get a little bit older and realize that, you know,
that's I don't know though. Like Serena Williams, though, she's older and she can't stop complaining. But anyways, open air lock policy for $5.50. Thank you so much. Says, am I watching an archived video? And then has a little bearded dude.
Nope. It's live. We're doing it live.
And then Drunk 3PO for $4.99 says, John, Was that you doing sit-ups on Instagram? Hot.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't my body double. So you are correct. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was hot.
It was literally hot out there, by the way.
Nice.
Jane Theory says she was saying it more by Twitter than live interviews. Yeah, she was doing both. But she had a lot of messaging for someone who suffers from so much anxiety. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna move on to some bras. Are you guys ready to talk about bras?
This took an interesting turn.
I know, right?
I wasn't part of the plan, but yeah, what's up? What's going on?
Victoria's Secret is changing their brand. They're so Megan, like this lady here,
Megan Rapinoe.
Yeah, Rapinoe and what is her name? Priyanka Chopra. Chopra, yeah. Joined Victoria's Secret's rebrand. So now here's the thing: they're not modeling. Okay, they're not modeling. They're just having a conversation. Victoria's Secret has signed Soccer World Cup winner Megan what was it? How would you say her name again?
I say Rapinoe.
There you go, Rapinoe. An actress, Pri Chopra Jonas, in a desperate bid to rebuild its brand and appeal to broader market. Page 6 has exclusively learned. So a desperate bid, you guys, because they're like, apparently they're going broke. That's not true. They're making a lot of money.
You know why? It's because women haven't needed bras for the past 18 months.
They're burning.
That's why they've just been sitting at home. They don't have to go outside.
Oh, that's true too. But they're also burning them because they're all hippies now in those BLM riots. The belligerent lingerie giant is relaunching and moving away from its traditionally rail thin models by introducing the VS Collective with diverse leading icons and change makers, including Jonas and Rapone, to shape the future of the brand. An industry insider told Page 6. Get out of here. But don't expect the White Tiger star and Rapone, who has been the prominent voice in fighting for women's equal pay in the soccer world, posing in the firm's famously flimsy, barely there briefs. By the way, just so you guys know, I am wearing a Victoria's Secret bra right now. Just letting you guys know. We are told that they are.
This video is sponsored by Victoria's Secret, by the way.
It is. It's true. We are told that they're both being hired as spokeswomen. Shouldn't it be spokesperson now? And will instead appear on podcasts and in marketing materials for the recovering brand. Are you kidding me? It's Victoria's Secret. They will join Sudanese Australian model Odd Act. I don't know what that. I don't know how the fuck you say that name. Freestyle skier Eileen Gu, Brazilian transgender model Talentina Sampio, plus size model Paloma Elesser, and journalist Amanda de Candet, who will host a 10-episode podcast where each woman will share their stories.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear Brazilian transgender model Valentina Sampaio about. I can't wait for her to tell us about all her vast experience with bras. Plus side model Paloma Ellisner. I've seen her before. She's not attractive. So I don't know what they're doing. Again, these people aren't going to be modeling. Megan Rapinoe is ugly on the inside and out, in my opinion. I think she's a bitter bitch. I despise her. She's an SJW. I can't stand. I just made a video about her and the women's soccer team the other day, actually.
Did you see that thing that Uche responded to you with her swimsuit photos?
Yeah, you should respond like 5 times in that thread with just spamming those pictures of her ass.
I know, right? He's so into her. I was like, dude, she doesn't look great. I mean, that's not my type of girl. Hold on. Let's see if John thinks she's hot. Hold on.
Are we gonna see the pictures of her modeling?
Yeah, but it's not like she's even gonna be modeling though. That's the thing. She's just a spokesperson, and they're doing this weird like this is how they're rebranding. They're rebranding by talking. Like they're not even like I don't and it's so weird. Here's the thing too is like actually I'll tell you this after. So this is what Uche was posting. Bra, she tough. So there she is. This is some Sports Illustrated covers that she did. And she is, I don't know.
You got a tight butt. That's what happens when you run, I guess.
How do you feel about this, John?
Yeah, I mean, she's not my type. I'll just say that. I mean, I'm just, I don't know. I don't think I'm a big fan of like short hair in general when it comes to women, but you know, I know some women pull it off though, but yeah, I don't know. I think part of it though too is just knowing what she stands for, and or just kind of like the things she's already said, and it's so funny how that kind of plays into whether or not you might find somebody attractive or not. Like it does kind of come through in some way, shape, or form. So that might be it as well. But you know, she's been running. You know, you could tell she's in shape.
Of course she's in shape. She's a soccer star. I mean, she's got a nice butt.
Yeah, usually, I will say usually she's not a professional. Obviously, anybody at a professional photo shoot, and that's what it'd be for Victoria's Secret as well. Usually that's not quite what she looks like. If you guys have seen her play soccer before. But,
I've seen her.
My biggest problem with her is her personality and her constant preaching of social justice and identity politics.
Well, and that's the thing.
Her lying about the wage gap.
The wage gap. Oh,
because it's not true. I'm sorry to break everyone's heart. The female soccer players for the U.S. national team actually get paid more than the men do. Now, there's some reasons behind that, including the fact that, you know, the men actually get health coverage and all these things from their other soccer jobs, from their other things that they do, because people actually want to pay outside of during the Olympics to watch them play. Mm-hmm. And that all has to be provided by the U.S. national team for the women. So when you look at their 401k stuff, when you look at the childcare, when you look at the time off, when you look at the health care for everyone, the women actually get compensated more than the men do strictly for playing for the U.S. national team. So fuck off any of those people arguing this same thing. It was ruled in court. The judge said, actually, you guys get paid more than the men. You're just too fucking dumb to know.
I mean, just that whole argument is stupid. That's like the WNBA saying, like, we should get paid as much as the NBA players. Like, no, you're not bringing in the same crowds, all right? You're not bringing in the same revenue, period.
Speaking of the NBA, Nerd Cookies wants to know who you got for the finals. Ryan, who wins the finals? I've got the Nets.
I think like what KD did may have saved the Nets season yesterday, almost single-handedly bringing them back. They do need to get healthy. I don't think they can just do it with KD. But right now it's looking like it might be Nets Suns in the finals if Chris Paul can get uncovided.
No! Did he fall to the coof?
Well, he actually got the jab. He has been vaccinated, but somehow he tested positive, you know. So
somehow. Somehow. Oh my goodness.
So they don't know if he's going to be able to play or not. Not yet. But if I were betting, I'd take the Nets. They're the odds-on favorite. I think that Kyrie and James Harden get back healthy. If they're healthy, undoubtedly them.
Wait,
Chris Paul's got to be like, what the hell, man? I've done everything I'm supposed,
Chris Paul
supposed to do, and it's like,
God. Chris Paul wants to end himself right now. That's insane. Wait, who's I'm not paying attention right now. I know I should be, but I'm not. But who's going to the finals? Is the finals happening now or
we
what?
don't know. We don't know yet. So it's right now in the conference semifinals. So the Hawks
Okay.
actually just had a massive comeback against Philadelphia in that series. So Philadelphia seems to be pissing away their chances. And the Nets have a 3-2 lead over Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo is kind of a piece of shit, I think. I wouldn't want him on my team. He's a freak athlete, but he's very one-dimensional on offense.
That's it. That's all he is, though. It's all like the Giannis show, and just pass the ball to Giannis. They don't got nothing else.
Yeah, and he can't shoot free throws. He can't shoot from beyond about 5 or 10 feet. He just, I wouldn't want him on my team if I were building a championship team, especially not as the number one option. And then the Nets, I think, will come out of there. In the West, you've got right now the Clippers and the Utah Jazz. That series tied up at 2-2. Kawhi might be out for this series. If that happens, the Jazz will take it.
Why? Why is he out? Did he get injured?
Yeah, he there's a fear that he might have like a serious ACL injury. Right now it's just said a knee sprain, but people aren't sure.
No.
I think it's more likely maybe to be like a bone bruise or something, and he'll be like day to day. But yeah, there's potential that's an ACL injury.
Ooh, that sucks. Gene Machine
But
says
the Lakers aren't in it, so fuck you, LeBron.
Yeah,
James.
fuck the Lakers. I'm just over LeBron. LeWoke.
I think a lot of people are.
Women's soccer is actually losing money to the point where men's soccer is funding to keep sports alive.
I feel like that's the WNBA too.
Jane
like,
Theory
who
hates
watches
that we're
the
talking about
WNBA?
sports. I'm sorry, Jane. I love sports.
I do know that is a fact about the WNBA. The NBA has been subsidizing them. They've lost money since the day they were formed. It's basically just a virtue signal for the NBA, and they pay for it. I don't know the same about women's soccer. Women's soccer is a little different because they are like legitimately very good. They do have a bigger fan base. They do have a bigger fan base than the WNBA, I would say, and compared to the NBA. But at the same time, there's a reason they don't sink the money into promotion, all these things. There's a reason that they don't really play. A lot of them don't play in the off season. There's a reason there aren't a ton of teams for them to go to so they can get all these benefits. People just simply aren't as interested in watching women's soccer. That's the bottom line.
Zero Rewind wants to know if any of us are watching the Euro Football Championship. Ryan, you watching that?
No, I did watch enough of it to see the guy who died on the field and got resuscitated.
Oh my gosh.
Christian Eriksen. Yeah, he literally just like stumbled. He died. Basically, his heart stopped on the field, and they had to bring out and do CPR on the field. His teammates like stood and formed a wall around him so the cameras couldn't watch.
That's the guy that had the heart thing, right?
Yeah, it was intense. It was intense.
That's crazy. There's all this like rumors that he got the vax before, a couple of weeks before that, but it hasn't been verified.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. But I feel like anytime anyone drops dead, that's just what you hear people say now.
That's true too. Are you watching it, John?
No, I'm not. I might catch the finals. You know, like
I'll probably check out the final. Yeah, like the championship. That's all I'll care about. Same with the NBA. I'll probably just watch the championship.
Someone said the ultimate flop. Yeah, that's soccer players have really taken flopping to the next level, stopping their hearts for 20 minutes.
Oh
like he's okay. Take a pill.
Say it.
Yeah.
So going back to this topic here of this new way of wanting to basically rebrand Victoria's Secret. So I feel like here's the thing. In Vancouver, there's a giant Victoria's Secret store on the middle of Robson. Robson's like the main street in Vancouver. It's like 2 or 3 floors. It's the most massive Victoria's Secret. They used to have the most beautiful, like full spread walls, wall to wall picture of like, the most amazing looking models that you could possibly ever imagine for years and years. And then all of a sudden, a few years ago, they stopped doing that and they started putting really, really fat models on these like wall to wall, really just larger than life, literally and figuratively, pictures of Victoria's Secret models that were not the same. And I feel like one of the reasons they started to probably lose out on those sales and, maybe not as much, like not make as much money, is because their branding and their like money went towards those kind of pictures. And people were like, well, I don't know if I like this, or I want to.
Do you think there's like a subconscious fear in women? Like if I put on this Victoria's Secret lingerie or panties, that I will become that woman on the wall? Like, do you think that's it?
I don't know. Maybe.
They're like, oh no, like this is going to be, because I feel like that's the thing with like, when women see, or basically anybody, right? You see like a good looking or attractive person in a certain brand, that's what they're selling, right? It's like, you can be like this.
Yes.
If you wear this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the same thing with husbands, right? Or like boyfriends. If they go into Victoria's Secret to buy something for their girlfriend, and then they see this giant plus size model and they're like, I don't know if I want my girlfriend to wear this.
Yeah. And like the thing that I look at is, all these companies, I don't feel like they were ever missing out on anybody because of how they were doing things. It just all of a sudden this shift happened where like, you have to include this. This is offensive that you don't. They're like, well, okay. And then it's a slippery slope. Then all of a sudden you're canceling all the angels. You're no longer going to have any of these supermodels. And it's going to be podcasts with various women, some of them actually women, some of them not, like some of them ugly, bitter pieces of shit. Like it's just a weird way to take your brand where it's really just about bras, and it's about high class, but not super high class, I guess. Mm-hmm. Premium, we'll say premium lingerie. Like that's what it's about. And all of a sudden you're doing it to this thing about self-improvement, this podcast with
body positivity
from these woke people. It's just like buy cute underwear. That's all it's supposed to be.
Exactly. And like comfy PJs. 300 Mirror says, to an extent, it makes us feel sexy. I don't want to see someone out of shape. Sorry. That's how I feel. And also, the last time I went into that Victoria's Secret, there was this giant trans person, and listen, this person could have been really nice, okay? Like I'm not anti, okay? Like I don't care.
Nina's canceled. It's over.
I don't care. But she came up to me and she was like, do you need some help? And I was like, I need to get my bra, because they size you you guys that don't know.
That's just a dude just wanting to work in Victoria's Secret. That's all that is.
Well, she was decked out like a girl, but it was like,
he's undercover. He's like, this is the way to do it. This is how I get my hands.
I was just like, I don't want you to like. Can I have a female like assistant? I know that sounds really bad. I was like, oh my God, I need to get out of here because this person's gonna call the cops on me for being like a homophobe or something. I don't know, but it was really bad.
You could just accuse him of touching you the wrong way,
But it was her. She was working for Victoria's Secret as a woman. And I was like, I don't want you to resize. Like, I don't want you to size me. Like, I want an actual. And you can't even say that anymore. You can't say that because they are actual women now. So.
Well, I don't know.
It was difficult.
Yeah.
Today it was trans men are men was trending, right? I saw that trending.
What was it?
Trans men are men.
Oh my God, I didn't see that.
Yeah. And it's like, well, why is there another name for them then?
I don't know. Victoria's Secret used to sell sex. That's what made them popular back in the day. Yeah, now they want to sell sex for people of all shapes, sizes, and
sexes.
Yeah, it's like they cancel the Angel show. People complaining about the objectification of women. These women's entire career is based off of objectification of women.
they're working out or they're doing whatever they got to do to keep up.
You think they're gonna go be accountants or something now?
Right.
Like what are you doing to these women?
Way to be pro women. I mean, come on. Like, you just like made all these women lose some probably substantial income. I imagine they probably, they were probably looking forward to that little payday that came with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like skinny models are like not in anymore. It's like you're not supposed to look healthy and look skinny.
Too skinny is bad, I think now.
And I do think that things do change, right? Like society changes and fads change in the same way that clothing styles are going to change. What people find attractive, it is just going to change. That's the way culture is. But the idea of like shaming people because they're too like stereotypically attractive and like forcing this garbage that we're going to have from Victoria's Secret down everybody's throat, that's not a good recipe.
Yeah. And I'm saying skin and bones, like the type of anorexic stuff that, I don't feel like you see those kind of models anymore. But
thank you, Nerd Cookies, for $2 says cancel the Angels and celebrate WAP. Clown World. 100%. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, what the Angels were pretty, okay? And
no, they were too thin, Nina. And then, but Cardi B and Megan, the Stallion or whatever, they got some meat on the bones, shaking it all around. So we got to celebrate that.
Yeah, that's okay. That has to be wet ass P word is okay.
I mean, it's how reverential to the female body part there.
Oh my goodness. Nerd Cookies is totally nailed it. And drunk is pleased. So moving on to the next topic. I know, John, I know you're staying away from social media, but have you heard about what's going on with the movie In the Heights?
No, I haven't. I mean, I'm not staying away. I'm probably limiting my social media, but I'm not like completely.
Well, this was
when it comes
everywhere.
To this, yeah.
This was everywhere. And if you don't know what's going on with this, then that means you're staying away from social media, because this was literally everywhere.
Nina's saying I'm living under a rock.
Yes, you are.
All right.
In the Heights. 2021's most diverse movie, but still not inclusive enough to satisfy the militant woke beast.
It's never good enough.
It's never good enough. And I feel like, since you don't know what we're talking about, we actually have to watch this insane interview. It was quite painful to watch.
Yeah, I think I saw Steph tweet about it. This is the one with like the black interviewer who was basically asking why like the skin tones aren't dark enough. These people, maybe people of color, but they're white passing. That's basically what it was, right?
Yeah,
that was fucking. Oh my god.
It was hella cringe, and we're gonna watch it so you can hear it for yourself, John.
I ain't gonna say it twice. Turn up the street lights. We taking the flight to a couple of days in the life for what it's like in Washington Heights.
Congratulations on In the Heights. It was a lovely musical. But as a black...
So look at this dude's face, okay? Because he's really happy to be here. Like, look at this guy's face. He's like, yeah, guys, I'm on the Roots. I'm getting interviewed for my movie In the Heights. It's super woke. It's going to be the most amazing movie. By the way, Kinel's missing Y chromosome for $2 says Ryan went back to pre-radicalized look. What?
That's right. And my beard. I went back to my pre-radicalized look. So the beard shall return, guys.
It'll grow back.
You got too used to it. So I had to take it away from you for now.
It'll grow back. So this dude, he's so happy. He's like, I'm on the roots. I'm here to promote my movie. John Chu here, director of this movie. Here we go.
Was a lovely musical, but as a Black woman of Cuban descent, specifically from New York City, it would be remiss of me to not acknowledge the fact that most of your principal actors were light-skinned or white-passing Latinx people. So with that, what are your thoughts on the lack of Black Latinx people represented in your film?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something.
So immediately the eyes go down, and he's like, "Wait, what?" Like,
yeah,
what
like,
am I
dang,
answering?
I just got like punched, sucker punched in the face here. Wasn't expecting that.
Oh my God, he was totally not expecting that. He was expecting this chick to be like, "Good job being so woke," and no.
Yeah, what does white passing mean? Garside brought that up.
So like Nina is pretty light skinned, right?
Mhm.
So like she could be white passing. Like you might not know if she didn't tell you like what her heritage is, what she is. So that is what it is. This is why it's so fucking fake and fucking bullshit from these people. They don't even actually care about representation. They're literally getting down to the skin color. It doesn't matter what your background is. How fucking dark are you?
Yeah, how much pigmentation you have in your skin literally is the topic of
Yes.
conversation.
How
now.
melanated are you?
Yeah, the dose of melanin in your skin.
We talked about and I needed to be educated about.
I needed to be educated about.
Gosh,
God, that is so
man,
cringe.
He's totally given into it. He's not even like he's
It's so
he's just he's straight up apologizing.
What's this guy's name?
John Chu.
Oh, well, it might take me a while to search for him then.
Black woman of Cuban descent, specifically from New York City.
At first, I thought she said
or
human
white
descent, and I'm like,
passing
oh, it's
Latinx
Cuban. Okay.
people. So with that, what are your thoughts on the lack of Black Latinx people represented in your film?
Latinx.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something we talked about and I needed to be educated about, of course. In the end, when we were looking at the cast, we tried to get the people who were best for those roles, and that specifically, and we saw a lot of people like Daphne or Dasha. But I hear you on, trying to fill those cast members with darker skin. I think that's a really good conversation to have, something that we should all be talking about.
I didn't realize until
It's not a good conversation to have. You've made a really great movie with a very diverse cast, and they just won't. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's just not enough.
I haven't seen this. I don't really know what it's about, other than it's a musical that's set in a little neighborhood. I mean, if you go to a lot of different neighborhoods, there are some that are very heavily, like there are Puerto Rican neighborhoods, there are Chinese neighborhoods, there are Korean neighborhoods, there's Polish neighborhoods, like there, especially
Italians,
you get these big cities.
I want to see a Polish musical.
Yeah, and there's little segments of these neighborhoods that are very much predominantly, a certain type of people. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You have Chinatown, you have Little Italy in places like this. But all of a sudden, if you make a movie about this little neighborhood, it's a big fucking problem if every person in the lead role is not Black.
That's the main issue here too, is that it's not just about people in the movie being dark skinned. It's that they have to be the lead. So here we go. This is
We
one of
need
the main
Polish representation, more Polish representation.
She doesn't look white. She might be though.
She is not white. This poor woman. She is Hispanic.
She has a white name.
that I
Leslie
didn't really
Grace.
get to see myself or people that look like my siblings that are darker than me on screen. And I didn't realize how much that affected the limitations that I put on myself, being someone who wanted to be an artist and be an actress and, even be in the Latin music industry, being Afro-Latina. I feel so blessed we get to express the diversity that is within the Latinx community in a way that we haven't been able to see on screen, because so many times
Girl, stop saying Latinx.
we're put on screen in one particular way, and since we get so little opportunities, everyone wants to claim that one story because it's all we got.
I think it's important to
I like how both of these girls' makeup matches their outfits. The one on the top right is where I don't like her makeup, but at least like that she matched what she's wearing. The girl in the green, I like her green eyeshadow with her shirt.
I like that too. I think that she's hilarious looking because she's got like that Black Panther.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's like straight out of the Black Panther.
She's got the Black Panther like freaking Che Guevara hat thing going on here, like total weirdo communist lady. Okay, here we go.
in the audition process, which was a long audition process, there were a lot of Afro-Latinos there, a lot of darker skinned people. And I think they were looking for just the right people for the roles, for the person that embodied.
So what are you saying?
Damn.
What does that mean?
Damn, that is the wrong thing to say.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I feel like all these people, the director, all this cast here, they're all out here like, sitting out here talking to this lady from the Roots, being like, we're here to represent our woke movie because we're so woke. We're on the same team. You're not on the same team. She hates you.
Yeah.
She hates you. She's a racist. And she hates you because she thinks your skin is too white. That's what's going on. And you think that you're on the same footing as her. You're not. She thinks you're her enemy. That's how I think. That's how I see this.
Well,
Look at the contempt in her eyes.
I don't think anything they're saying is really going to help the situation either. When they're like, yeah, we casted the people that did, it's like basically, so, what she's reading it as is like, yeah, those people with darker skin, they weren't good enough. That's essentially what they're saying,
Well,
or that's what she's hearing,
That's what she's hearing.
That's what I'm saying that she's hearing. I don't think these people, you don't need to give excuses or reasons why, basically it's like
what's crazy is that you have these 3 people of color actors who are, more important than this person, and they're getting bodied by her. Like she's fucking, she's like bullying them, right?
Yeah.
She's just totally controlling this. Like she's got him on the ropes. So
why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me why your casting was so fucking racist? And he's just like, well, I had to educate myself a lot in that.
This gets worse, guys. This gets worse.
And I think they were looking for just the right people for the roles, for the person that embodied each character in the fullest extent. And I think we are all very much like our characters, so much so that a lot of times it didn't even feel like we were acting. They just kind of let us live in there. And because the cast ended up being us, and Washington Heights is a melting pot of Black and Latinx people, John and Lynn wanted the dancers and the big numbers to feel very truthful to what the community looks like.
Did you not see that in the dancers as well?
Those are roles that historically we've been able to fill.
Oh,
right? We've been able to be
here
the
we
dancers,
go.
And we've been able to be in the hair salons and this and that. But like a lead, that's the breakthrough. If you want to see Black,
we've never had any Black fucking leads before.
Black Dominicans, that's what we want to see, and that's what we were yearning for and hoping for.
I hope that at least that encourages more people to tell more stories and get out there and do it right. Then
there is a long history of colorism and pigmentocracy in Latin America, and
colorism and pigmentocracy. This lady's literally making up words.
I've never heard that.
It means that the lighter you are, like the better you are, right? That's like the logic they're using because it's all about this this fake white supremacist fucking ideology, right? That's what the world's founded on. That's how everybody views everything. So the closer you are to white, the more people will treat you like equal. Like that's the thought process that's coming out of them, that's been fucking indoctrinated into them as an excuse as to why maybe you are fucking shit at life, why you had a rough life. I don't know. So you can blame it on your skin color instead of anything else. That's what pigmentocracy is talking about.
This lady just wants to be the lead, and she's saying, why didn't you give me the part? That's what's going on here. She's bullying this director to give her the...
What would you say to folks who say that In the Heights privileges white passing and light-skinned Latinx people?
I would say that
you're irrelevant.
Conversation to have. I mean, listen. We're not going to get everything right in a movie.
He's totally just admitting like he did something wrong.
I do think there's something to be said about sharing in experiences. And
he did. He thought that he's on
all these people.
He thought that he was on the equal footing with her, and he's not. He's
never
not.
Trying to say I know what I'm doing, but to just give room to everybody to speak up about what we're doing at that moment.
And I'll just add, like, this, I hope that this is cracking that glass ceiling, because I do hope to see my brothers and sisters that are darker than me lead these movies.
What glass ceiling are you fucking talking about? What are you talking about? You're telling me there's never been black women leads in fucking dog shit shows? Dog shit movies, great movies. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I hope this is it. I hope this breaks the glass ceiling. That's like when people were saying, I really hope that Brie Larson, she's breaking through the glass ceiling of female-led superhero movies.
Like,
shut the
Wonder
fuck
Woman
up.
came out the year before. It's
Electra,
yeah,
Catwoman, like all these fucking things.
It's almost like these people have amnesia. Like, I don't know that they haven't been paying attention. It's just so ridiculous. Like, again, as if it's never been accomplished. Like black leads, and I just, it's almost humorous at this point.
Melissa Lord, thank you so much for the $2. Says, hey Nina, John, and Ryan, love you all. Hashtag not indie and the woke SJWs. You know what's funny is Steven Spielberg's coming out with West Side Story. So
that's what this movie seemed to be competing with.
Yes, that's like, okay. And I think that's funny a little bit, because I think it's funny that Steven Spielberg was like, fuck Indiana Jones 5. I'm going to go make West Side Story, y'all.
Why is this movie happening?
What?
Does anybody really want to? I wonder, are they going to do the, jets, like whatever was it the jets or the Cobras or whatever? Are they going to be snapping their fingers and doing all these like
yes, they are.
If they're not, it'll be terrible.
What I wonder about is if he's doing like immediate recasting right now, like we need more black people in this movie.
It's like, we're not going on the route. We're not going on the interview.
Oh my God. Nerd Cookies for $5 says interviewees here needs to pull a Tarantino and reject the hypothesis when they're asked a loaded BS question like that. I agree, man. Like, I just walk out. I would just walk out. I'd be like, you're an idiot. Bye.
Yeah. I reject the notion of what you're talking about. Like that's what you need to say.
Yeah.
Like this line of questioning is bullshit. We fucking cast people for these roles. There was no priority given to people who are one skin color or another. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's based on skills, and that's what entertainment has always been based on. You either make it or you don't. That's the business. That's Hollywood.
And like there is colorism. Like there really is. I don't think it's primarily from white people. I don't think it's primarily from Asian people like that. I think it's primarily from these people who only see race as the most important thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's
like
how I feel
this
about
lady. I mean, she was super racist.
Yeah. She's a racist piece of shit.
Yeah. Commandant VHS for $2 says won't watch a movie full of SJW actors. That's the other thing too, is that from everyone I've heard of, like I know Polly from the Latino Slant has watched it. Everyone I've heard that has actually watched this movie has said it's a really, really good movie. If you're into that kind of movie, like if you're into like the musical hip hop style, like the Lin-Manuel Miranda kind of stuff, it's good. Apparently it's a good movie. It's just really weird how they're trashing it right now. And the one thing that I did see that I thought was really interesting is that this lady, who's a longtime actress, came to the defense of Lin-Manuel, who did apologize for this movie. He also came out and issued an apology. And she had a lot to say. She says that she's defending Lin-Manuel, and this is what she had to say about it.
Can we talk for a second?
And she is a national treasure. I mean, she's been around the business for a long time, and I thought it was cool that she came out in his defense. He shouldn't have apologized. I would never have apologized for this movie. And I agree with you. Colbert is a clown. Speaking of Colbert, we also had this little segment that came up from Mr. Colbert's show. With his old, this is good stuff. This was classic Jon Stewart. I kind of missed him when he was, talking about some good shit instead of being a little bitch.
This, like, the whole thing is crazy. I was watching the whole COVID thing go down from the very beginning before it was here, when it was just in China. There's somebody whose YouTube channel I subscribed to, who just like picked it up and started covering it right around the turn of the year in 2020. And like saw everything that was going down, saw how China was handling it. It was literally, like, he was talking about on that stream. He's like, look, there's a lab 7 miles from where this happened. Like, you're telling me that it's not involved in any way, shape, or form? Why is it only now 18 months later that it's, actually starting to become mainstream? It's fucking insane. I bought masks in February. I bought toilet paper in February. Like, before all this stuff like really started freaking out here, just because I'd been following it. And I thought it was going to be way worse than it was because of what happened in China. Of course.
You did? Because when I first started following it, I was like, I remember I was talking to my sister-in-law because we were following it from like the very beginning too. And then we were like, and she was like, oh, you think this is going to be bad? And I was like, nah, this will blow over in like 2 weeks. And then and I was like, oh, we're shutting down the world. I was like, oh,
1 year later.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be really bad. And which is why I like went out and did stuff. I bought a bunch of food because I thought there was going to be panic buying, like in February, before any of this shit like really came down. And then it comes over here. We see the results, and I'm like, all right, let's fucking open shit up then. Like, all right, whatever. It's really not that bad. I thought it was going to be way fucking worse. Because some of the reports out of China initially were crazy. They were locking people in apartment buildings.
They were, yeah.
Like there was some crazy fucking shit. They were literally just like sanitizing roads. Like they were dumping like antiseptic and shit like that from helicopters.
From the helicopters, yeah.
It was crazy. So.
Yeah, it was really crazy stuff. Demonjanite for $5 says, hello, my queen. Well, hello to you, sir. Hail panel. If they wanted X-type character, they should have made it that fucking movie. What? What are you talking about?
I think maybe he's talking about the woman who was criticizing it. Like, if you want to make, I don't know. But that's part of it though, too, is that like people generally make movies that, from their experience, right? They write or they direct films from their experience. So, which
is exactly what Lin-Manuel did.
Yeah. Yeah. So if somebody wants a movie with, X, Y, and Z type of actors or actresses, then go out there and make it, I mean,
yeah, go make your own.
Well, movie. First of all, it's not like, again, like, don't act like it's never been done, of course, because it has. But, if you want to see more movies like that, then, produce a film like that or get involved in some way, shape, or form. But don't bring somebody on your show and pull one of those, like, just sucker punch them like right in the interview with a question like that.
People are really interested in what you have to say, Ryan.
About
Yo
the
says
French
puts
fries.
toilet paper on the floor to keep the floor fries fresh.
I don't have any toilet paper on the floor.
Nerd Cookies for $2 says they replaced Jon Stewart with Trevor Noah, Clown World. Totally. Trevor Noah sucks. Okay, so what happened though with what Jon Stewart was saying was really interesting to me because somebody else in the chat said it and I highlighted it briefly, but it's gone now. But you couldn't talk about that kind of stuff on YouTube a couple months ago. This is all starting to like really come out now. This also came out today. Oh wait, let me just share my audio. Where he's still denying it. He's still denying that he ever talked about this lab situation.
But if you go back then, even though you lean towards feeling that this is more likely a natural occurrence, we always felt that you've got to keep an open mind. All of us. We didn't get up and announcing it, but we've always said, keep an open mind and continue to look. So I think it's a bit of a distortion to say that we deliberately suppress that. People forget that. But if you go back.
So this was posted by, what's her name? I really like her. Sarah Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
She's really light skinned. Just pointing that out.
Yeah, but she has a Hispanic sounding last name,
Mhm.
so it's okay. The other chick's name was like
Grace or something?
Lacey
Yeah.
Grace or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like sounded like she's from a trailer park or something.
Yeah, unacceptable.
It was like it's just super white girl name.
That was like such a specific thing.
Yeah, it's like Amberlynn Grace, something like that.
Oh my God. So she says this is patently false. Dr. Fauci is a liar, which he is. So she says I have receipts, and she posts pictures of the headlines from several months ago. Dr. Fauci throws cold water on conspiracy theory that coronavirus was created in a Chinese lab. You got Dr. Anthony Fauci at the White House on Friday rejected the conspiracy theory that the novel coronavirus was created in Chinese lab. Fauci, the nation's top expert on infectious disease, said the available evidence on the origins of the virus is totally consistent with the jump of a species from an animal to a human.
This guy's the expert, by the way.
This guy's the expert. Yeah, Anthony Fauci just crushed Donald Trump's theory on the origins of the coronavirus. Dr. Fauci dismisses Trump's suggestions pandemic was created in a Chinese lab. So, I mean, this dude has been.
Imagine being one of those fucking losers that's wearing like the "In Fauci We Trust" shirts.
Oh my God.
You know those people?
Yeah.
Those
oh my
fucking
God.
freaks.
The ones that were making those songs like "Get vaccinated, Dr. Fauci says so." Oh my God, I love Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
You might as well just start wearing the shirt. I'm with idiot. It's like
pointed straight up.
Yeah.
Pointed at your own face.
Yeah, I was thinking the idiot being Fauci, but no, that works too.
Well, now the mainstream media is starting to cover some shit. I never thought I would hear the mainstream media actually write.
Wait, what website is this?
This is the Daily Mail.
Wow.
Was Trump right about this medication all along? New study shows that the drug touted by former president can increase the COOF survival rate by 200%. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm just letting you guys know that this stuff is happening and people are actually, like, the mainstream media is actually questioning if he was right. And hell yeah, he was right. I mean, he was one of the only people that was saying that this should be, more study needs to be done on this, and talking about zinc, saying that he had it, he took it himself. When he had the COOF, everyone knew he had the COOF, and that he got better very quickly. He took that medication. You have Donald Trump Jr. saying in the last week alone, we've learned that the media, so-called fact checkers and their big tech enforcers lied to us about the lab leak theory, this medication, and the clearing of Lafayette Square, all to hurt the orange man. What else are they lying about? They're lying about so many things. You had this lady here, Marjorie Taylor Greene, saying how many people died because of Dr. Fauci, saying trust the science and that this medication isn't effective. New study shows that this medication and this one, therapy at a higher dose, improves survival rate by 200% in the ventilated COVID patients. And this was out months ago, you guys. Like, these kind of studies have been out for months. YouTube, big tech, Google, Facebook, they've all been trying to keep this stuff under wraps for some reason, because their big push has always been the vaccine, and they didn't want anyone to know about this kind of stuff for some weird reason. So, Ryan, my question to you is, when do you think, or how do you think this is going to go about? Like, do you think anyone's actually going to have any consequences? We constantly talk about consequence culture, and things like that. Is there going to be any consequences for people like Dr. Fauci?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think there's too many people in power that can protect him. I do think, I hear Eric July talking about it all the time, about how the motherfucker needs to be put in jail for what he did, for the lives that he destroyed.
Yep.
And it's true. And, to me, he's just like, the problem with him is he's not really an elected official. He's just fucking appointed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you can really hold him these same standards. I think that in general, the consequences that people will feel from all this, about it finally getting out, regardless of how long it's taking, is at the ballot box. That's what consequence culture should be, is that you vote these people out that enabled this type of behavior.
What do you think, John?
I mean, I basically agree with Ryan. I don't think, I think he's untouchable, no matter what, because he's always going to fall back on, well, we were just going with the science at the time, and that seems to be like, anytime he's changed, he's flip-flopped all over the place. It's been like, well, we're just going with the current science. Mm-hmm. When it's funny how people, back when this whole thing was starting, even just the position of the idea of, like, it seems like it came out of a lab. Like, it seems very likely because what do you know? There's a freaking lab right there. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. And for somebody of his stature to really definitively, say that it didn't. And really what this all boils down to is just all pride. Like, people hated Trump so much that any contrary opinion, that whatever was contrary to what came out of Trump's mouth, the media was going to run with it, and all these other people were going to run with it. It's just out of pure hatred for Trump. It's like, we hate this guy so much. And what do you know? He's been right on how many freaking things?
Yeah, he was right about a lot of stuff. Fauci, Godfrey Zox says Fauci should go to prison and get the jab. He knows what's in it. He's not getting the jab.
I do think that one thing that people forget a lot, I think, when it comes to the jab, is how much President Trump was promoting it. He was very influential in getting it very quickly out there. I think a lot of that had to do with feeling like the election kind of depended on it, about having a plan in place and things like that. But I think that's something people kind of forget a little bit at this point.
Yeah, it seems like it was the political angle that he, it was like he was trying to get those people. But then also he would talk about the therapeutics and all these alternatives. So you could tell, like, he was trying to.
He's saying that Fauci needs to get butt fucked in jail.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I hope he gets that too. Jesus Christ. Former CDC Director Redfield believes that the COOF leaked from lab calls the WHO compromise. So you have stuff like this coming out. This just dropped right before we were about to go live, and I was like, well, this is interesting. I actually didn't read the whole thing, but it says former Centers for Disease Control And preventions, the CDC director, Dr. Redfield, said that he believes the COOF leaked from the lab and alleged the World Health Organization was too compromised to conduct an investigation into the virus's origins. It seems to me like they're starting to eat each other alive over there, because a couple of weeks ago, I heard that people were stepping down from the CDC. People are starting to quit. As things are starting to open and more stuff's coming out about, that medication being okay, and, how some people need to be held responsible, and like all the stuff. People are starting to like slowly quit and throw each other under the bus. So you have this guy saying, oh my God, the WHO is compromised. Like, I don't know what game these people are playing at, but it's just like, it's all about finger pointing at this point, right? I think.
Well, the CDC and WHO has been behind the ball from the fucking beginning.
Mhm.
When it comes to masks, when it comes to what socially distant actually means, when it comes to recommendations for shutting down travel, they have completely flip-flopped. They're fucking so stupid. They really are. They are political organizations, right? They are run by fucking bureaucrats instead of people who actually know the science, and that's the problem.
I mean, Fauci hasn't practiced actual medication for I don't know how long. I think it's been over 30 years. This is
Wasn't Fauci telling people to get fucking vaccines for HIV or some shit like 30 years ago?
Yeah, and he was also telling them to wear 2 condoms, literally. Same.
I won't even wear one. Refuse.
The same thing as when he was like, "You got to wear 2 masks, maybe 3." That's what he was doing.
Maybe 4, maybe 5. We don't really know.
We just
listen to the science.
That was a great impression.
That was really good, actually. You should do more of that.
That was hilarious, Ryan. Speaking of funny ass shit, Hunter Biden is in the news again. And apparently,
Speaking of skin color, speaking of pigmentation.
Oh my God, he's calling Asians yellow in a text message with cousin. I know a couple of weeks ago he was also caught saying the N-word, which was really bad. But nobody cares. Nobody cares. He's not gonna go on the roots. This chick's kind of hot. Let's see.
She probably got free cocaine.
First on Hunter Biden.
You just see like a little white powder under.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? Some guy from Maine for $4.99. Thank you so much. Says the left scream, trust the science about C19 for over a year. Also, the left, there are more than 2 genders. Biology is racist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want they're also like, talking about how like, your body, your choice and all that when it comes to one topic. And then when it comes to, if you want to get a vax in your body, it's like, fuck you. You better get it. You don't have a choice.
Or you hate other people and you want to see them die.
Yeah.
Murder.
You don't do you want to see grandma die? First son Hunter Biden used the racial slur yellow to refer to Asian women in January 2019 text message to cousin. Wait, this is his cousin?
Yeah, that's his cousin Caroline.
Damn.
Looks like, it looks like, I don't know.
I don't know.
That side of the family got the looks.
I've heard stories about Joe and
cousin
family members in diaries. That was awkward. So.
Oh my God, I remember that.
That kind of all got buried, didn't it?
Oh, I do remember that. That was gross.
Oh yeah.
To refer the blah, blah,
yeah, all that just got lost somehow.
Yeah.
somehow, some way. So text message to cousin Caroline Biden about getting fixed up with someone, according to the new report. The January 26, 2019 conversation was preserved on Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop, which nobody cares about anymore, and was first reported by the DailyMail.com. In the screenshots posted by the outlet, Caroline The daughter of President Biden's brother James suggested setting Hunter up with one of her friends. Do you want foreign or domestic? She asks at one point, adding, I can't give you a fucking Asian. Sorry, I'm not doing it. Jesus.
That's
you can
weird.
scroll down. You can scroll down. We can actually see it.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
we
it
go.
is.
Yeah.
She's
talking
legend.
about it like it's property or something.
Yeah, none of these women are except for Diva, but Nicole and Diva and Ella and Lucy will all know equally girls who are like I am distrusting and highly wary of evil. I also have Denise, a German. What is she, like a pimp? 26.
Seriously.
No to Lucy, I think. Okay, so fine. Do you want foreign or domestic? Dude, she's like a madam. And you have to make the pitch directly. I can't give you fucking Asian. Sorry, I'm not doing it. Domesticated foreigner is fine. Oh my god. I'd give you Isabella, but she has kids. And
Give you like this is like
the fuck is this?
And
stuff like that.
And an NBA ex-husband.
And an NBA ex-husband. What the fuck? No yellow.
Oh my gosh.
Yasmina bleep. What the hell? Is she like some sort of madam or something? Like she seems like she's pimping people out.
The people that run in these circles live in a different fucking world than we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even if it's not pimping out, it's like people that she knows are just like hook up with people to get the ins, you know?
Oh my god.
The way she says, like, not like I can introduce you to so and so, like I could give you.
You. So Caroline also pleaded guilty into New York to petted larceny in 2018 after using stolen credit card to purchase more than $110,000 worth of goods at the upscale Greenwich Village pharmacy. In 2013, she was arrested for allegedly taking a swing at NYPD officer who were called for her Tribeca apartment amid dispute over unpaid rent. The fuck? This bitch is pimping people out and she's like stealing money. Like, what? She's broke. Like, she's spending it all on coke, obviously. The content of the message suggests that it took place after Hunter Biden ended his relationship with Haley Biden, the widow of his older brother's beau. Page 6 broke the news after the breakup. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot that he went out with.
Listen to this shit, yeah.
Oh my god, it's like whenever you forget certain things, and then you're like, oh yeah, man, this family.
Oh, that happened.
Yeah.
The exchange between them took place months after he fathered a daughter out of wedlock. It's like,
oh my god.
Yes, that's the babe.
With Ludin Roberts.
Yeah, the baby mama who was Sasha and Malia's basketball coach.
Oh my god, you're right.
Dude, Hunter, he gets around.
Yes, he does, and he's getting
connected.
around even more. Because soon
Now we're gonna have a bunch of little Hunter Bidens running around. That's a scary thought.
Soon he's gonna be even richer. Hunter Biden's weird artwork to get NYC exhibition expected to fetch $1 million.
Don't you wish that you were just, you were born to a senator? You could just do whatever you want and hold an art gallery and just.
I still think that this is a complete money laundering scheme. Like, I don't know what's going on over there, but this is 100% some sort of weird money laundering endeavor.
I don't know. Like, they literally have these like digital artwork things that are selling now for
I
like
heard that.
just
Yeah.
fucking insane amounts of money. A statue of nothing sold for like tens of thousands of dollars. Like, I don't get art. Doesn't make any sense to me. I got kicked out of a modern art museum in Palm Springs.
What? Why?
Because I was really drunk and I was just making fun of everything. I was just like making fun of all the art because it was all just fucking trash.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's probably what would happen to me as well, because I think modern art I think is like ridiculous. It's just a bunch of shit garbage that people put together and they're like, this is art.
It was a bunch of like statues of like suckers that were like down, that were like kind of melted, like they were supposed to be like suckers that had like stuck to things. They were hundreds of these things. I just like, this is fucking retarded. Like, this is really stupid.
Yeah. What? Oh gosh, what the hell was I gonna say? Oh, I seen this. There was this report on. I think it was like 2020 or whatever, where people were shown pictures done by like 5 and 6 year olds, but it was considered, like modern art.
If you had hung it up there, people would be fucking oohing on over it.
Well, that's what was happening. Was they were showing it to these like art critics and dealers, and it's like, wow, that's really, that's really good. And the guy's like, yeah, 5-year-old did this, and they're like,
oh my god, is there video of this? That's hilarious.
Let me see if I can find it.
There was this one modern art museum where somebody just like dropped their glasses on the ground, and it was a very spaced out thing with a couple things on the walls or whatever, and people thought that like the dropped glasses were like a piece of art, so they're like walking around like talking about what it means and things like that.
What could this mean?
Yeah.
What is the metaphor here? That Tug Life, thank you so much for the little smiley face with the heart eyes. It's so cute. Thank you.
Tug's rocks.
And we had another super chat here from somebody. Where did it go? Okay. Crybaby? Is that what? Cribby? No, Cribby. Cribby for $2. Thank you so much. Says Saki already said Fauci is not leaving. Saki's still around? I haven't seen her for like a while. Like what happened to her?
Well, there's not a whole lot of there's not a whole lot of stuff for her right now because it's so very public that Kamala is doing all the stuff in fucking Latin America and Biden's over doing the G7. So there's so much stuff going on there that you don't have like the normal battle rhythm of fucking Saki answering questions about the specific shit because so much of it's already getting talked about. That's kind of what I think, at least.
Yeah, I haven't seen her around at all. I think I heard something about how she might be leaving too. Like she's like dropping out already.
That, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a pretty heavy turnover with press secretaries.
Yeah, because they get asked all the hard questions, especially the Biden administration. Commandant VHS for $2 says modern art is used for money laundering. I think in this case, it definitely is of Hunter Biden. I think some funny business is going in here into this. I don't know what, but and Jay Ice for $5 says, I love the guy who ate the $150,000 banana that was said to be art. I think I remember that. That was funny. But yeah, so this is the kind of art that Hunter Biden's doing, by the way, for those who are not familiar with Hunter Biden's beautiful artwork, which resembles viruses. Oh, wait, this is him blowing on some paint there. Ryan thought he was snorting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. It wouldn't be the first time we saw a picture of Hunter snorting something. So, what are you gonna do? Usually, it's like you see his credit cards with a bunch of white powder in another part of the picture. But
it's like, I mean, this could be something again that like a 5-year-old could do in arts and crafts or something. I mean,
I think he's mentally fine, but this is the kind of art that he's been making. Which people pointed out that kind of looks like viruses. John and I made fun of this a while ago, and we were talking about how he's basically drawing what won his daddy the presidency. because they're pretty thankful to the COOF for that.
It is weird. I think it's a bunch of like tentacle monsters, space tentacle monsters.
Is that what you see, Ryan?
I think that's what he sees when he's high on crack. So I think that's just a drawing of his crack dreams.
Oh my god! you mean
Parmesan dreams?
Yeah, Parmesan dreams.
Yeah.
His cheesy dreams.
Hey, I mean, like, I think it's great. Like, if art, hey, good for you if you enjoy doing art, and it's, I don't know, bringing you some semblance of peace. But I mean, for crying out loud, I mean, is that really worth $1 million? Like some of the stuff he's doing. Like, come on, man.
We were talking a little earlier just about the WHO being so fucking behind on everything. This is from January 14th, again, 2020. Preliminary investigations conducted by the Chinese authorities have found no clear evidence of human-to-human transmission of COVID-19.
Because let's trust Chinese authorities.
It turns out that was a lie.
Because do you really think that Chinese authorities, like, they're going to be like, yes, it did originate here, and, come on.
Yeah.
Wow. It's just all a big it's just all a big joke now with the WHO, and I mean,
Like,
Hunter Biden is next level, but
like, let's expect OJ Simpson after the murder takes place for him just to admit that he did it. I mean, that's pretty much the equivalent there.
Canada's gone into the deep end with everything. At least you guys are starting to come out of the I feel like we were in this really dark tunnel with all the shutdowns and with all the craziness when it comes to the COOF, and then there's Canada, which is literally gone like full fascist now. You had this happen like just this last week. Give on to Caesar. Alberta pastor jailed after police helicopter finds secret church gathering. Officer quotes Jesus to justify the arrest.
Wow.
Is this the same dude who's we've seen before be arrested, or?
Yes, but he was arrested again. And this is the video.
Warning. Censorship. Any avenues for you guys to question
Like,
orders?
hey, get the kids out there for the picture.
They did get the kids. The kids were crying.
God damn.
No other jurisdiction is imprisoning pastors for breaking health orders.
Again, I'm not going to speak to that. Okay.
In Canada,
Okay.
it's only Alberta.
I would say.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, guys.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Gosh. Wow. The optics on this are really bad for Canada.
Oh my
Jason Kenney gets a free pass when you're arresting pastors
Yeah.
across the province. Any comment, any emotion for this family whatsoever? No, you're just going to drive off just like that. Is this why you became a police officer?
No, sir, I did not.
Have a good day.
Yeah, this was bad. This was a bad look.
So
He said, somebody said, give unto Caesar what's Caesar's?
So this is what happened.
The context of that is like taxes.
What do you mean?
The context of that biblical verse, give unto Caesar's, what's Caesar's?
they were going around the temple asking for fucking money, right? Something like that.
Yeah, well, I think one of the Pharisees, they asked Jesus, like, should we pay taxes? They were trying to trap him, basically, like, so should we obey the government or not? And then Jesus says, well, give unto Caesar's what's Caesar's, and to God's what is God's. And so yeah, I mean, the reference there is it seems to be taxes, if I remember correctly.
Well, in this case, it's
go to jail.
Go to jail for gathering to worship, which is really fucked up.
I will say, like, I think we have to keep in mind too that Rebel News Media was there the entire time with all these perfect pictures, like ready with all the questions to ask the police officers. So
I think the
a lot of
pastor, I think that what's going on is that the pastor has them on speed dial because this has happened before and nobody else covers this story except for Rebel News, because most of the Canadian media is refusing to touch this kind of stuff. So I think that, and he's been arrested before and released, and he's gone to court, and the court has basically ruled in his favor several times now. So this is like the third time I think that he's been arrested. And each time under the Canadian Charters of Rights and Freedoms, he's well within his rights to do what he's been doing.
So why are his kids so goddamn upset? It happens every week.
Yeah, he was out. It was an outdoor church service too. It wasn't even inside, for crying out loud.
It was. I don't know.
It says violating. Well, I'm looking at that middle paragraph.
According to executive footage, the incident recorded by Rebel News video below, officers show up at Stevens' home to arrest him for allegedly violating the court ordered by leading author church service with hundreds of other Christians on 26. They said it was underground and another thing, meaning like it was in his basement or something. A police helicopter was deployed to search for and detect this gathering and to collect evidence against Pastor Stevens of non-compliance with the public health restrictions, according to press release from the Calgary-based Justice Center, the Constitutional Freedoms, which legally representing Stevens and other Canadian pastors being prosecuted by provincial governments. Stevens was imprisoned before in May until his legal counsel argued that the court order under which he had been arrested did not apply to him. After first claiming in a press release that the illegal service had been held inside the locked church building, Calgary Police Service and the Alberta Health Services issued a correction stating that the gathering was outside, but still failed to comply with the current COVID-19 restrictions, according to Global News. Anyways, it's all mental. Because this whole thing is ridiculous. I mean, aren't people getting vaccinated now too?
Like today in California, like yesterday, everything like officially opened up finally, so you could like go to wherever, no restrictions for the amount of people, and you don't have to wear masks in basically the vast majority of places, but all the employees still do. So it's like this fucking charade of these people that are vaccinated and have been vaccinated for a long time. You're not wearing a mask, they are. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
I know. Well, now it's like if you wear the mask, it's kind of like a sign like, yeah, I haven't been vaccinated. You know, that's right. I mean, it can be that sort of thing. And then other people are just like, screw it, I'm not going to wear the mask regardless. Well, the thing of it is, you don't have to wear a mask. How's anybody going to tell if you're vaccinated or not?
That's the thing right now. We're just supposed to trust. Who cares? Who fucking cares at this point?
I saw on Twitter that people were getting like tattoos of like being vaxxed and like having like a vax certificate and stuff. And I was like,
gonna age well.
What the fuck are you doing to your body? Like, it's actually next level.
It's just a sign of like, yeah, don't procreate with me. I mean, that's just like, you see that on a Tinder profile and you're like, okay, that's an easy.
Oh my God. By the way, Trump did also say that he's going to go to the U.S. border to visit with the Texas governor as Biden's Homeland Security chief talks migration in Mexico. He did put out the statement here where he said, I have accepted the invitation of Texas Governor Greg Abbott to join him on an official visit to our nation's decimated southern border on Wednesday, June 30th, Trump said in a Tuesday evening. The Biden administration inherited from the strongest, safest, and most secure border in U.S. history, and in mere weeks turned it into an unimagined disaster zone, the former president said. What do you guys think about this? You think it's just all optics for him at this point? Like, you think he's going to run again, Ryan?
Yeah, I think that's his plan right now. I think right now it's going to kind of depend and see where DeSantis and him are at, a year or two from now. I think there would be a lot of people that would want DeSantis just to go for it. I think ideally, in a lot of people's minds, they would want like Trump and DeSantis on a ticket. But
isn't that the rumor right now that Trump's gonna run and DeSantis is gonna be his VP or something?
Yeah, but like honestly, if you're DeSantis, I don't know if you need it. Like Ron DeSantis is a fucking superstar right now. Of course, anything can change in politics. We see that all the time. Beto O'Rourke used to be a fucking superstar. Now he's a fucking laughing stock. But like the way things are going in Florida, how they've really been leading the way on this entire thing, his presence and his attitude. I don't know if like DeSantis would be okay with VP. You know what I mean? I don't know where his ego's at. So that's the ticket everybody wants to see. I don't know what we'll get though. It'd be great.
He's a young guy though, right? How old is DeSantis?
Definitely younger, probably like, and I don't know, 50.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the way you play it is sure he goes in running for president. See, kind of get a feel for where it's at. Obviously, I think
he's only
Trump,
42. He's only 42 years old. That's so young.
He could be VP, and he does well. Very easily could become president after that if everything goes pretty good. So I don't think he has an ego so big that he wouldn't take VP. He's so young at this point.
It just depends. It's so weird because Trump doesn't have a social media presence and the media doesn't want to cover him, but DeSantis is their target right now. Like the mainstream media is going so hard at DeSantis. It's very clear that they see him as like a threat. So they're trying to fucking bury him at every opportunity. Ideally, I think what a lot of people would love to see is a Trump DeSantis ticket for 4 years and then DeSantis for 8, but that's the ideal scenario for a lot of people. But
I think it's funny that DeSantis has been like taking all of Trump's mannerisms. He literally does like the same hand gestures and everything. Like, yeah, he's always doing that. It's really funny. So I think like he's I don't know, he mimics them. So if they run together, what would that look like? So they're both like going like
he's mini Trump. He's mini Trump.
He is mini Trump. It'll be so funny if they run together.
We'll see. I mean, Trump said that he wasn't going to run, so who knows?
Oh my goodness.
He kind of, I don't know. I feel like he's trying to keep everybody on their toes. Like he's not going to be just straightforward yay or nay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It's still a while away. It's like 3 years away. I don't think I think a lot could change in 3 years.
Yeah.
So we'll find out in a while. But we've been going for 2 hours. Ryan, I want to thank you so much for being here and joining us this evening. It was a pleasure to be able to talk to you, especially about sports, because I wanted to talk to you about sports for a while. So yeah, tell everyone where they can find you.
You can find me on Ryan Kinel, RK Outpost. You can find me on my second channel, RK Outpost Live. You can find me at RK Outpost Gaming. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram. But of course, you can find me at Geeks and Gamers because I'm a part of Geeks and Gamers. Mostly, I'm over on our sports channel, Sports Wars, which is part of the Geeks and Gamers network. Sometimes I write articles for geeksandgamers.com. You might catch me on the gaming channel. You might catch me on the main channel, maybe even on Park Hoppin'. But thanks for having me, Nina.
Oh my God. Awesome. It was so much fun. And you're welcome back anytime. John, what's going on with you? You got anything coming out soon or...
Just the same old, daily videos, silly political content most of the time. But yeah, subscribe to Ryan. You don't want to miss what he's doing over on his channel, and certainly subscribe to Geeks and Gamers as well. Catch him on there.
Yes. He's I think I only put your main channel in the description. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Ryan.
I got like a fucking million links. The main channel, if you go there, you'll find everything else. No problem at all.
I just put the main channel. So yeah, everybody check him out on there, and Geeks and Gamers, of course. I would love to get Jeremy on here at some point as well. I'll have a talk with him, and same with Eric July. So I'll see if I can make that happen. Eric July, man,
you had Gary on here like a month ago or so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric July is going to be on Friday Night Tights with us on Friday, so that should be a bunch of fun.
I know. I can't wait to see that.
Awesome.
That'll be really fun. So yeah, everybody check out Friday Night Tights as always on Nerderotics channel as well. Again, it was a really pleasure to be able to chat with you tonight, Ryan. And there you go. There you go. John's actually dropping links in the chat. There you go. That's awesome.
I like how she says actually doing something.
Yeah. He does it on his own.
I don't think I've ever seen you do
time.
that before. But John also has a whole bunch of other channels, by the way. John Talks Entertainment, John Talks Life. That's in the description. So make sure you subscribe to those just in case something happens to the main channel. That's his alternate. So be sure that you are subscribed to those alternate channels. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for being here tonight, and we will see you next time. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Let me find there we go. Bye.